Next up is Cooper, obviously a state runner-up last year, a magical season. The Jaguars coach Randy Borchers has brought a couple of his players here today. We have senior defensive back and wide receiver Isaac Brown and senior wide receiver and linebacker Mason Stanton. Guys, thanks for taking a few minutes here. Appreciate you being here.
Hey, thanks for having us on.
I know Evan wanted to probably jump in with some questions here right away for Coach.
What an exciting team and exciting year last year for you guys, and I imagine that's it was under the radar last year. Not many people expected to see Cooper at Kroger Field on the first weekend of December, but now I imagine that's an expectation for you guys. And what are you guys doing in terms of approaching that, knowing that the target's going to be on your back all season?
Yeah, we're just trying to keep things as consistent as possible. Some of our best years have always been when we've kind of been underneath that radar. So we're just trying to go about business as usual and try not to get too high, too low, or buy into any of the hoopla going around right now.
Isaac, man, every time I see you, I feel like you grow. I mean,
Yes,
how tall are you now?
I'm 6'3" now.
6'3" as a cornerback. That's scary stuff right
Yes,
there.
sir.
And tell me about the offseason. You picked up a few offers, and how exciting has that been for you and just this whole process?
It's been really exciting. I've been able to go to a lot of different places, do a lot of different camps, and that's been really great. I get to kind of see, and it helps me out because I can help the guys in my position group, and I can help my teammates because I've seen like some of the next level camps or some of the next level coaching. So it's been helping me out. It's been really great. I've been blessed to go to these different places and do these different camps. So it's been really good.
And talking to Coach Borchers in the offseason, this was a position you really didn't even start playing until, about a year or two ago?
Yeah, so I really started playing football my freshman year. And my freshman year and sophomore year, I was really playing receiver. And then like last year or like the off season before last year, I started playing DB and really started working at DB, and then from there, I've just been working ever since.
And Mason, the one play I think of last year was the interception at Highlands in the state semifinals to basically clinch your guys' ticket to Kroger Field and play in a state championship. Tell me what that moment was like, and just kind of just the season as a whole for you guys, going on the road, winning 3 straight road playoff games to get to the pinnacle of the state championship game.
Obviously, that moment was really special to me. I would say that's definitely probably the highlight of my high school career, just going out there and obviously being able to seal the game for the team. It was super special. And then the road games with the team, that was always fun. I would say probably the funnest part was just being able to go with the team we'd always go to Cattleman's to eat. We always had a super fun time there. And then obviously after winning games, coming back together, that was really fun, just coming back on the bus with the team. But it was a super special season, especially towards the end of the year when we really bonded together and everything. And I just thought it was super special.
Obviously, Class 5A state runner-up, 12-3 record a year ago. Coach, when did you turn that page from last year's journey, looking ahead to this year, whether that be over the winter, the spring, the day after the game? What was that like?
Yeah, everyone always says, as soon as the season's over, we're getting ready for next year. But I think it's really important for our kids to take a little time off and unwind in that. So we gave them off until the first of the year. But, when we got back from Christmas, they knew it was all business, and they were locked in. And to be honest with you, one of the biggest things we were worried about coming into this year is complacency. Coming off of a season like that, having a lot of guys back. So, our biggest question as a coaching staff was how was our kids going to respond in the off season? How are they going to work? And I can tell you from day one, these kids came in with their heads down, just ready to work, ready to go with the grind. A lot of these guys have been doing a lot of stuff on their own. They've been going to their gyms on their own. So, there's not a question in my mind that these guys aren't focused and ready to go for this school year or football season.
And, Coach, when we entered the season last year, up front, we thought was a big question mark for you guys, and I think that was evident early in the season. Games against Ryle, games against Highland, games in the trenches where you guys just, got beat. But as the season evolved and developed, you seem to really shore that up. How confident are you in that group now and knowing what you have back along the line?
Yeah, and that's going to be our biggest question mark again this year. We replaced 5 offensive linemen last year and 3 defensive linemen. This year we're replacing at least 3 up front and 3 on defense. So we got some question marks there. But the thing is, we got a lot of young talent coming up. We got a lot of kids working, and kind of the thing that's so special about our group is, and we did the same thing last year. We took 2 of our fullbacks or running back type kids, and we moved them to offensive line, and we've kind of done that again this year. So it will take us a little bit of time for those kids to kind of get used to the position and to learn it. But our ultimate goal is to be ready come playoff time and district time, and we just want to get better. And we may hit some growing pains early in the year, and it may not be the worst thing because it may wake our kids up and it may get us, more focused, and it's going to let us see what we really need to do to get where we really want to go, and that's back down to Kroger Field come December.
And your team certainly doesn't lack that wow factor when you got guys like Cam O'Hara, Austin Alexander, Isaiah Johnson, these two gentlemen to our right. These guys are picking up offers left and right. What is that like as a head coach, seeing these guys mature as men and get these offers and just kind of talk to some of these college coaches and talk about these kids?
Well, I use Isaac right there as a perfect example of our program because he's a kid that came in as a sophomore and got very little varsity playing time. But he worked extremely hard, and he put the time in, and he stayed committed, and he never got down on himself. And he's got 4, really good offers right now. And it's really cool to see a kid like Isaac that's put the work in that wasn't there early. You look at a Cam O'Hara and an Austin Alexander. We knew from day one that kid was going to be special, or those kids were going to be special. And we knew, those offers were going to come. But it's really cool to see a kid like Isaac Brown or Isaiah Johnson that came in that you knew had potential, but may not be there yet, and for them to work through it and just see the process and see how well they kind of transpired over the last 3 years.
Mason, this one's for you. Jack Loneker isn't a guy that one program simply replaces, but as a unit, maybe as a linebacking core, what are you doing to maybe offset the loss of him and bringing that tenacity and knowing that guy was at the bottom of every dog pile every single play?
I mean, obviously it's going to be really hard to replace someone like Jack. He's that type of guy. He's really big dude. He's got that mean mentality to come in. But I think we have a new group of linebackers and guys there that they got a great mentality to play it. They're physical. They're not super big, but I mean they're definitely physical enough. And we have a lot of speed this year, which is I think it's going to help us a lot. So besides the whole like aggressive factor, I think the speed is going to be a really big difference this year in the fact that they're smart and they know what they're doing. They're going to be able to play well.
And Coach, how much is it maybe a challenge to spread the ball around, knowing how many weapons you have on offense with, Keegan Maher at running back, Malachi Ewell at wide receiver, along with the other guys that I've already mentioned?
Yeah, that's always going to be a challenge. And when you have as many playmakers as we got, sometimes, guys get their feelings hurt or guys get upset if they're not getting the ball enough. And the thing that we've been able to see over the last year or so, and even really going into this year, guys they're not getting mad if they're not getting the ball. I think, it's the mindset that all these guys know on our team, how good they can be, how good we can be as a team. So they're willing to share the wealth, they're willing to share the ball around, and the more guys we can get involved, the harder it's going to be to take one guy away.
And you look at the district, Highlands obviously an annually good team. Dixie Heights seems like they keep taking steps up. Connor seems like a team that might be a little bit under the radar this year too. What are you seeing in district play, and how important maybe is it this year to try and get maybe home field this time throughout the playoffs instead of having to hit the road every single week?
Yeah, everyone talks about home field, and it would be nice to be home, but to be very honest with you, I think our team does very well on the road. Mason kind of mentioned it earlier about how our guys really kind of bond when we travel, and we try to do it the right way and make it special for these guys when we travel. But ultimately, you want to get home, and with the RPI nowadays, every game's important. When we go into district play, we know it's going to be a dogfight every week. There's not a week that we're going to be able to take off, and if we don't play well, we could lose any of those games. So we got to come in focused every week, and it's a grind. You go 10 weeks, and you got to bring your A game all 10 weeks, or you're going to be hurting come playoff time.
All right, speaking of the road, if you have that Chick-fil-A order and it's go-to and you got to take it on the road, what's it going to be, guys? Let's start with Mason over here. I'm sorry, Isaac.
Definitely got to go with the spicy chicken sandwich. Get some fries. The waffle fries are super good, and you got to go with the Powerade every time.
Strong endorsement there. All right, Isaac, how about you?
Give me a chicken sandwich meal, no pickle. I'll go with the cherry coke, and then I'll order another chicken sandwich, and then there's a chance I get a milkshake. I don't know. It's up in the air.
You just keep adding on to this. I like that. All right,
Gotta
Coach.
go with the nuggets. There's nothing better than the nuggets here, and you got to get buffalo sauce with the ranch, with the sweet tea, and you're set.
Very good. How about that? Cooper Jaguars, Coach Randy Borchers. Really appreciate your time, and all the best of luck to Cooper this season.
Thank you, guys. This is an awesome event. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.